It's pretty useful with ProBuilder, right? Um, which might be the buggiest piece of software that I've ever used in my life.
Okay,
But
it's not just me, right? Good. I'm glad you tried
uh,
it. Let's
oh
see.
wait, it still
Whoa.
added a bunch of what the hell did it do?
Whoa.
I have no idea what just happened right there, right? Like that,
Quite bad.
you can't have a quad that looks like this.
Also,
Wait, what happened to this?
what happened there?
And it says object reference not set to an instance of an object.
What?
We could try 5.0.
That'll just give us different problems, I'm sure.
It's not like Blender is like so much better. It's just that like this doesn't work.
You want to tell me about Ascent? What do you think about Ascent?
I haven't played it or anything like that, but I think I'm gonna get it like pretty soon.
Is it on Game Pass?
It is on Game Pass. I'm not on Game Pass. I'll just buy it. Whatever. It's on Steam. Apparently, you can go to an alien gym. It looks really good. This Unreal Engine.
Nice.
Kind of inspiring. These are like a group of like a dozen game vets. This is their first game. I mean, they all had worked in the industry, but they kind of got together and just wanted to make a game that was fun. So it's kind of like twin sticky, Diablo-ish.
It's got a real Diablo, but cyber vibe, which
Exactly. Yeah.
is my favorite.
Diablo, but cyberpunk, right?
It's like everything I love. Yeah.
Looks like a little bit of duck and cover. Random loot shooter. I hear it's awesome. It's supposed to be a little bit buggy, and the mini maps or the like navigation sucks, but it doesn't matter. And I think there might be a lot for us to learn. This is my excuse for playing video games right now. Is like, am I going to be able to like crib anything from it?
Right? That's a great excuse. Oh, this thing looks awesome. Man.
Yeah, it looks really good. Yeah, and yeah, given that I'm making a game in this perspective with twin stick kind of, or I can move and shoot at the same time. I'm inspired by it. I'm curious how they deal with elevation differences.
Oh, yeah, I wonder.
Because that's an interesting gameplay thing that we're going to have to deal with. I think most games you can only just shoot at people at the level that you're on, unless you have like a arcing ballistic type weapon, right?
Yeah, and these are very flat levels we're seeing so far.
Yeah. They actually the really interesting thing to me when I was watching this was the tracer. Let's see if I can get an image of it. No. So like you're playing on the gamepad. How do you know what you're aiming at?
I see. I mean, there's a little cursor in there, right? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little cursor in there that's sort of directional. But some of these videos, gosh, maybe this isn't the right video, but you see the red tracer beam? I don't know if it's coming through the stream.
Yeah.
That's how you know, right? The red tracer beam basically goes to the edge of the screen unless it intersects an enemy and then it stops. I think that's a super cool way of doing the.
I like that, and I like how there's a lot of like there's a lot of effects that are sort of like happening on the ground too to show you something's happening.
Yeah.
That looks good.
Some entrails there.
Damn, this looks.
Yeah,
good.
it looks really good.
Cool. Yeah. I can't believe how bad Cyberpunk 2077 was.
Apparently it's still super fucking buggy. I watched a video about somebody who just downloaded it and was trying to play it and it still sucks.
I'm not gonna spend money on that. $20 maybe, 10 at this point. It seems really jank.
Yeah, their redemption move is to give out Witcher 3 PS5 for free. Supposedly coming out later this year. Which I'm definitely gonna replay. Have you been playing Judgment at all?
I have, yeah. I was just playing a little bit before this.
Nice.
It's great.
Yeah,
I had 2 more tailing missions, and I understand why you're annoyed by them.
I actually wasn't that annoyed. I know people. It was like people were like really, really annoyed by them. And when I was playing through them, I didn't enjoy the game. But it's like it didn't ruin the game for me at all.
No, but they're of a totally different cadence than the rest of the game. They're like a slow plotting, and like you can't actually like for an action game, it like stops the action and makes you like wait.
Yeah.
And walk like half as fast.
I didn't really mind the chasing scenes, though.
I like the chasing. I think is great. I think it's a really fun mechanic. Yeah.
Right.
And I just got some drone racing too, which is very goofy.
Oh yeah, the drone racing is fun. And then I'm trying to think of like what other what the fighting is okay. I think at a certain point in that game, I just started picking up bicycles, and that became my like weapon of choice.
Bicycles are very powerful in Yakuza.
Yeah, I think they're especially good in Judgment. So I just started using bicycles for everything.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Oh, I remember Judgment has that permanent damage mechanic though, right?
Yes,
I was not a huge fan.
I'm permanently damaged right now.
Oh.
It's not that bad. I don't get hit that much.
You're better at me at video games in general, so you're probably good at actually fighting in the game. I'm just a button masher for sure.
I am getting good. I like all the wall combos you can do. There's like,
oh yeah,
the thing they added over like Yakuza 0 and 1 is that you run at enemies or run at walls and like fucking leap around and shit. It's really bizarre.
Yeah. I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh.
Why do I bother?
What you got going on here?
What do I have got? Well, okay. Well, I was thinking that. Well, let me talk about like stuff that I've done on the project off the stream, and then we can talk a little bit about what to do into the future.
Heck yeah, let's see what's there.
Okay, so first of all, in this.
Ooh, did you put the grid in there? You did.
Yeah. Did I just turn it off? Where'd it go? Oh, I have to have an object selected. But you can see ProGrids kind of drifting off in the background, right?
It's real. It's hard to see on Zoom. It's going to be really hard to see on stream. But yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry.
No.
But it's pretty useful with ProBuilder, right? Which might be the buggiest piece of software that I've ever used in my life.
Okay, it's not just me, right? Good. I'm glad you tried it.
I actually had a moment last night when I was messing with this, and I was like, I don't know how much longer I can take this. You know, like I had one of those moments. But like, people have made professional video games with this, so maybe we just got to suffer through it? Question mark. But yeah, let's mess with ProBuilder a little bit right now. I made this kind of funky ramp thing.
Looks cool.
And let's say I just want to pull this side out. I can select the face. But then it's going to do like. It's kind of bringing more than I want. I don't want the ramp. Let's just say I want like this piece to come out, so it kind of like does a square kind of extrusion. I've got to figure out how to like make a vertex here. So what I can do is like maybe edge select down here, and then I go to this menu, which this normally comes in a pop-up window, which is horrible because it like gets hidden by the rest of Unity so I pulled out the tab and docked it over here. So I think I can just like split the edge. Is that an option for me?
My understanding is that all of the red items are destructive in that way.
Got it. Yeah. Subdivide edges. I think.
Yeah. There's like a color coding to this.
Yeah. Let's try subdividing the edge.
Cool.
Oh, it's actually option S. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Did I do it already?
No.
Let's do vertex selection. No, that's not still there. Yeah, if I subdivide the edge right now, what happens?
So it's gonna
there's something really weird, right? It like adds.
Well, what it did is so when you hover on subdivide, it let you know it's gonna make an even split.
Yeah, but it added edges where I didn't really want them.
Well, because it has a split, so it makes triangles, right? It doesn't. It doesn't have a vertex. It makes some sense. But
it does make some sense. Although what's funny is these editor programs have this notion of edges without faces and vertices without edges. It's really weird. Like you can have like a vertex and like you can have like a triangle and one of the edges has like a vertex right in the middle of it. And I don't understand it at all. But you're right that this makes some amount of sense. Right?
So the other thing I've noticed, if you undo that, and you just drag that, that's interesting. If you undo the subdivide though, what is the plus next to subdivide when you have that selected?
Oh yes, that's an option menu here. So I can basically indicate how many subdivisions I want to do.
Yep. So I guess given that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 across, you can see what 8 looks like. Bad.
Yeah, I have no idea what just happened right there. Right, like that.
Quite bad.
What in what world is that a sensible thing to do? Right.
Well, that did not work as I expected at all. Thanks for trying that.
Yeah. So I was actually able to figure out how to do this before. Maybe I just didn't do it correctly. But let's. Is there a way for me to
Is it
add a
like,
vertex?
yeah, is it like, do you select the top of the ramp vertex?
Like this one?
Huh?
And what does split vertices do? Is it going to give me a hover? Okay. Disconnects vertices that share the same position in space so they may be moved independently.
Mm-mm. That sounds bad.
That's confusing.
That sounds really bad.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just try doing the subdivision before. Maybe what I ended up doing a lot in this, just to make this ramp thing, was like kind of fucking up the geometry and then just fixing it after the fact.
Okay.
Which it didn't make me super happy, but whatever. Oh, I'm still on 8.
Wow, that's really unfortunate. Okay, so it remembers that. So here, right, you could grab the vertex, drag it to the right spot.
Yeah. The question is that extra edge still going to be there? It is, right?
But you could probably merge those faces now with the face tool.
Correct. Yeah. So you're right to say that I did a lot of this. It's not even a separate face though. Isn't that weird? Oh wait, it still added a bunch of. What the hell did it do?
Whoa. Oh, you merged different faces.
I didn't even hit the merge button yet.
Oh shit.
I think what happened is this piece of geometry right here, this vertex, is actually attached to other things. Check it out. When I move this.
Oh, that's bad. Right. It's for some reason.
Like, in what world is this a sensible way of implementing the interface, right? Unless my geometry was already fucked up to begin with, but I don't think it is, right? I think it looks pretty clean. You can see the verts.
Yeah.
I wish there was an X-ray view that would show me all of them. Maybe ProBuilder does have an X-ray view.
ProBuilder's really, really frustrating.
So the alternative is we could just like make the level in Blender, which is a lot easier to use. But then you can't design the level with game objects, right?
And I love how gridful this is. I feel like it's almost worth using this for like broad strokes and then going to Blender for.
There is a 5.0 for ProBuilder. It's like kind of in preview. It's not the current version of it, but all right. So my goal is I want to extrude this 6 square unit right here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if we can succeed. How about if I select the face and maybe subdivide the face? Is that thing?
Let's see what happens there.
Triangulate faces.
Subdivide is above that to the right.
Subdivide faces.
Come the fuck on.
Maybe this piece of geometry is just kind of fundamentally messed up, right? Because
maybe. What if you did just a fresh little extrusion? Just like
if I just extruded it, it would do this.
No, I mean the actual extrude faces option, which I think should make a new cut in the geometry.
Okay, yeah.
Because what you're doing is the grab tool, not an extrusion. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start with that, and then maybe just move this vertex back.
That's what I was thinking. You might have to double up the one on the other side as well, but yeah.
Like this one here.
That vertex, I think maybe you need to, yeah. Oh, you split and it grabbed the other one for you, which was so helpful.
And how do I get this other one?
How many times did it split it? Holy shit. Oh my god, did it split into 3? Did it give you like an X, Y, and a Z?
Yeah, it's like kind of ambiguous what that just did, right? Like what you split, like you need to be able to choose which edges that split creates, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a very sensible tool otherwise. Yeah, and like, what exactly is going on with this piece of geometry? Like, you can't have a quad that looks like this, right? Like, what is this supposed to be here? Do you see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. But there's not another vert for that. It's just looking weird.
Yeah. Like, where's the vertex down here? Like,
oh, I hate it. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty dark.
What's happening is I think there's implied two verts here, right? There's a vertex here that. No. Wait.
It's snapping to the grid. It wasn't. It was on like a half tile before the extrusion.
It was on a half. Okay.
Yeah, I think if you grab the whole face and undo that, you'll.
How did I extrude to a half in the first place? Was that just the original extrusion? Is that the default?
Yeah, I think if you grab or just undo and re-extrude, yeah.
Okay. So you can see how like at some point I was like getting kind of depressed about the viability of this tool. Okay, so that's the fresh extrusion. That's to the unit that we want, and now we're going to try to chop off this triangular piece, right? Now, what I really want to do is like basically create a triangle right here, and I feel like there should be a way of doing that, right?
Is there no loop cut?
It's not quite a loop cut that I want. What can we do in the language of this program? There is like
there is a loop cut. It's insert edge loop, right below that.
Yeah, but what does that do? I mean, connect the center points of all selected edges. We could try that. Or connect edges. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So this might work here, right? So if I then move this vertex. Oh, I have multiple verts selected. Go ahead and move this vertex here, and I move this vertex here. I think I've achieved what we want. Right?
That looks a lot better.
But now at this point, I can select this face. It's discrete. It's still moving that other thing over. Like, look at that.
Well, because you're pulling the bottom chunk of that.
Yeah.
Also.
Wait, what happened to this?
What happened there? Try see if you can just pull that vert back into place.
I think what happened is when I moved the other vert, like it slid the other one over. That's terrible. Okay, so what you're saying is I need to extrude this face, right? This one here.
I mean, you can probably grab it now. I think that's what's going on. But
no, I was grabbing it before. It's still fucking with that.
Then yeah. Oh, sorry. Then yeah, you should extrude. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Mission accomplished. Sweet Jesus. Although, sort of? Question mark? Let's go back.
I was going to say, you just do that to the original thing, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so there's like a language of this tool that we just don't understand. It like works in mysterious ways. If in order for me to like add an extra vertical edge, we speak in terms of edges here. So I'm going to basically do connect edge, and where's my edge? The other thing that's a problem with this tool is you can't tell if something happened. There's no visual feedback whatsoever.
Oh, gosh. So this edge wraps around. You notice that when you select that, it actually wraps around the outside too? Is that what's the orange thing selected, or am I seeing an artifact? I think I'm seeing an artifact. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Like, I don't know what happened there. Do I have both of these edges selected? I don't know. I don't think I do.
Well, it gives you it highlighted connect edges when you did that. So.
Okay, so I can just do this. Connect edges.
So.
And it says object reference not set to an instance of an object.
What? Unity.
Let's look at my verts. Have I actually been creating edges, but I just don't know.
Oh, Unity.
So what I'm trying to do right now is like extremely basic, right? Like it's
Absolutely.
and no, I'm just getting null references right now.
That's weird. That's really weird.
That's funny. It's got the source code in here. Wow. I do not want to be editing the source code of this, but what I do want to know is ProBuilder connect edges null reference exception. This was posted in 2017.
Hooray.
Remove degen triangles. Okay, so the mesh has some errors, is what they're saying.
Which we've kind of maybe seen a little bit of.
Yeah.
Repair.
Where is that?
Under repair. No, it was that menu. Yeah, tools, ProBuilder, repair.
Okay, let's try that now. That gives me both edges. Connect edges.
Nope.
Still nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to select the whole object? Is that basically what I do to repair? Oh, I can do check for broken ProBuilder references. No broken references.
Same thing.
It's not giving me an error message anymore.
Oh.
Now it's a C++.
Okay.
Here, let's try clearing the errors and seeing what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Can you try to insert edge loop as well? I'm just kind of curious what that does. Great.
Let's try doing this on the other side and see what happens.
Sure.
Right. Not super optimistic.
Nope. Object reference not set. So if you go back to the inspector, I feel like there's something like deeply wrong here. Did anything get unset? The mesh is its own managed thing.
And yet, when we move the face out, or when we extruded, did we like create a new object? Is that what happened?
Possibly. What if you nudged it back in and then started extruding again? So I guess yeah. Oh, interesting. Yeah, moving those two edges moves them together. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I selecting the ground plane by accident?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I will say the thing we did before, the way we worked before was we freshly extruded it, not with the grab tool, but with the extrude tool.
Yeah. So we extruded the whole face?
That's correct, yeah.
And then now when we select edges, we connect the edges, it works.
Hmm.
I don't like it.
No, not really. Me neither.
Let's try constructing this from scratch. Let's just delete the whole thing.
Okay, do it. It was a nice ramp, though.
Thank you. How do I create a new ProBuilder thing? ProBuilder cube, that's what we wanted, right? Let's get that up here.
Boy, the grid
Everything starts.
The grid snapping is very nice, though.
It's really fucking useful.
ProGrid is doing its job.
I had this one bug where like Unity got in this weird state where like it wouldn't save anymore, and like these two things disappeared, and I couldn't move them around.
Oh.
And I've restarted the editor and it was fine, but I'm like, is this going to happen like every time I open the program? Like, what's up with that?
Click on the spawn points in the hierarchy on the left.
Yeah.
And then go to the inspector pane on the right instead of the ProBuilder pane.
Yeah.
Pick spawn 0, yeah, or spawn 1. And then in the inspector, where there's that little, the very top left of the inspector, where there's like that outline of a cube. Give it an icon, give it a name, and it'll show up the way that it shows up in the tank thing. And it's like much better.
Like this? Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, like 1,000 times more useful than.
Yeah.
So I think one of the problems is that icon was not. It's like it's inferred from mirror, but it's not the object icon. It's really unclear why that's there.
I see. Okay. All right, I'm going to carry on.
Yeah.
So I want to make this thing bigger, so I'm going to do some face selection here. Just going to stretch this thing out. And I'm going to try to do what I did before, right? I'm going to select that edge, make a gentle ramp this way. That's pretty nice, right?
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So I think right from here, though,
yeah.
I think this would cause us maybe problems in Blender as well. Because like now you have this face that is triangular versus maybe extruding one unit and stretching the edge out. Does that make sense? Like the
say it one more time.
The thing, if you brought the ramp back in and used the extrude tool to make a new face out one unit and then stretch those edges, you'd retain a perfectly rectangular sidewall that did not touch the edges.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. But I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I feel like I should be able to like go from this to what
I agree.
So if I do connect edges here, like okay, now it works. Perfect. So there's something wrong with that, whatever the thing it was before. Like essentially, this program can screw itself. It can get itself into like serious trouble.
Great, I love it.
So I have too many vertices right now, right? It's because like this one. So what you can do is you can select this vert and select this vert and go to collapse vertices. This is how you delete verts.
Mm-hmm.
You collapse them.
Okay.
There's no actual delete vertex button here because it doesn't know what to do when you delete it. It needs to know how to resolve the edge. So what you do is you say, I'm going to select these vertexes, and when you choose collapse, it basically draws a line through all of them to the first one that you had. I think. And this is I need to extrude.
Now you can extrude quickly. Yeah. Yeah, I think.
So I'm not going to get away from extruding. Right?
No, and we couldn't in Blender either. Like everything we know about Blender involves you to extrude.
Yes.
But that looks great.
Well, what I actually wanted to do was to pull this vertex out. And I don't want this to be connected here. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yep. So I have a thought for that, which is, well, I'm not sure it'll work. Well, if you undo that grab, put it back where it was.
Yep.
If we split the vertice and then you drag the edge you want to drag, what happens?
Okay. Disconnects vertices that may share the same position in space so that they may be moved independently from one another.
Yes.
Let's just try it.
Do that and then grab the edge, yeah. Pretty cool.
Ish. Again, like it doesn't have enough information if I just click that button on like how that connection is going to work, right?
Yeah, I guess not.
If I just split the vertex, how does it know what I want? And I feel like what I'm trying to do right now is not hard, right? Like I just want to like have like a star formation coming out of its middle square, right?
Totally.
You see what I'm trying to do?
Oh, absolutely. You're going for that. Yeah. This is some Mario Kart level building. Okay. Next thought is, what if you extruded and then brought the top edge in to make the ramp?
Yes. Okay. So we extrude.
Because
Oh,
yeah. Because I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, we do occasionally have to make new geometry as well. We have to teach it what's going on.
Yeah. Okay. So we take this edge,
Mm-hmm. And drag that
and
back.
what you're saying is we kind of just punch it in.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And pull the bottom one out. Yep.
Okay. So maybe this is just the new thinking that we're gonna have to do, right?
I think
So let's
pretty,
try it over here.
It's pretty similar thinking. It's still easy extrude the whole way through.
Yeah. Oh, and that's already separated, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I extruded.
Exactly. You probably have to do it again. It's probably because you don't need.
Yes, I need to just like create a new piece of geometry because it doesn't know
Yes, exactly.
to create this new edge here, right?
Yeah.
So I need to extrude again. Is that basically what you're saying?
Yeah, and it makes sense that splitting can't give us that anyway.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is probably workable, if frustrating. We'll probably get used to the limitations
This could be worse.
as we do level design, right?
Uh-huh.
All right. I'm gonna complete the cycle here, but I need to actually move this whole thing because otherwise I'll run into my spawn points. Okay. So if I select this edge, kind of have this weird thing going on here. So I need to create a new edge, right?
We have to split this too. Yeah, that's annoying.
Is there a way that I could just extrude and get my way there?
I don't think so.
I'm gonna just for the sake of the exercise.
Yeah.
Let's say I do this.
Huh?
How do I kill this piece right here? Because you might find yourself in that situation, right?
Totally. So for this one, maybe this is where maybe split vertices makes sense, where you drag stuff back into that center position and then remerge the vertices.
You're talking about the vertex here.
Yeah.
And if I move this in,
and pull it in away from the camera. So I think, yeah, it's like at some point you have to split it, I think.
yeah. Well, we could do what I was originally going to do, which is, like, let's say we're in this situation. You could select these edges, connect them to create the new edge, right? Go to vertex selection, of which there's no hotkey. Move this. Well, I think actually these two verts we actually want to collapse, right? Collapse them. This vert moves over. And then now I want to like basically get rid of this whole piece, right? So is there a way I can just like delete the face? I can delete faces. Yep. So let me just like...
Let's do it. See what happens, yeah.
Oh, and I don't have an edge here on the bottom.
Damn. I wonder if doing the loop edge would add that for you.
The loop cut? It totally would.
Yeah, instead of splitting. Okay.
So the loop cut was... Okay, so that's one face now. So what you're saying is I should loop cut here?
Yeah, which is edge select, and it's the thing below connect edges.
And how do I know how to control the loop cut? What do I select first?
I think it works similar to connect, but we'll find out.
Similar thing here? What is it doing here?
You're selecting a plane.
The wrong object. Yeah, okay. So these, and then I insert edge loop.
Yeah.
Connects all edges in a ring around the object.
Do it.
Well,
let's see what it does. Nothing?
Yeah, I don't... It probably... The problem is like, did I just internally damage the geometry and fuck it, right?
Possibly.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And I find myself in this tool like doing that a lot, like where it's like, okay, I did something like 5 key presses ago, and now when I move this vertex, it's like turning something inside out, and I'm like, why is it doing that? You know? Okay, let's still, like, you might find yourself in the situation. How do you get yourself out of it, right? Like, I think we should just try to problem solve out of it, right? There might be some way of like coaxing it into submission. Right, I could try deleting faces.
Let's see what happens, yeah.
I delete that face. That's gone.
Okay.
Wait, I need to get back into my split, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, go back to edge select. All right, I'm just gonna use shift. Really didn't want to play ball there.
Mhm.
Vertexes, I want to collapse these two.
Mhm.
Shove this one over. And then it looks like I'm gonna have to do something that's similar on the bottom, right? So here's the thing: is I can't do the same thing because I already have a vertex I care about, right? So I mean, I guess I could do the same thing, right? I could take this edge and this edge
Okay.
and connect them. Take this vert, move it over here. Take these two verts, collapse them. Okay, that gave me my edge. Perfect. All right, so now I should be able to. Is there like interior geometry I need to take care of? I think I might, but let's try deleting the faces now.
Okay.
Well, it's so hard to move around in this for some reason. I think I'm just used to Blender? Question mark.
I think Blender is better moving controls.
Yeah, you might be right. Okay, I'm gonna delete all these faces.
So somehow we need to recreate the faces.
Right, these interior ones.
Yeah,
right?
and is there like if we do edge selection, can we?
Yes, can we create a face
between two edges? Yeah.
And I need an edge here too, right? Like basically, maybe we need to start from the primitives. If I select these 2 points, can I? What is weld vertices? Is that merge them into a single vertex? That doesn't sound like what I want. I want to fill a hole. Create a new face connecting all selected vertices. That's what I want.
Oh, cool. Fill that hole. Didn't do shit. Come on.
Maybe I need to create the edge first. Right.
It says connecting vertices, but maybe. Oh, connect vertices? Is that it? Next to fill hole?
Adds an edge.
Also didn't do shit. That's weird, man.
Yeah, there's no edge. Like we lost the entire ground plane, right? We lost a lot of stuff.
We lost.
I think it's backflow is face calling actually, right? The ground is still there.
It's still there, yeah.
Okay. We could try 5.0.
That would just give us different problems, I'm sure.
I think it would just be like differently buggy, right? So edge, edge, edge. Is there anything I could do with this?
Fill hole. Are there any errors here? Is something going wrong? It's not, right?
It might be errors. Let's see. Okay, so I've got these two. Connect verts.
This doesn't do anything. That's so weird.
Let's try selecting these verts and filling the hole. Also doesn't do anything.
Okay, one thing it said, make sure your verts are properly welded. You need to have hidden vert selection and able to weld verts that are in the exact same spot. What the fuck? That doesn't seem right.
It seems really powerful. It's got like subdivision and all this other stuff. Like you can do UV painting with it. But the basic geometry manipulation is just not behaving as we thought it would.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately not. Huh. That's too bad, because I feel like we at least sort of have we have one path to success, but the fact that some of these other ones don't work is really obnoxious.
It's a little bit weird, yeah. And I guess where I was about to compare this to Blender negatively, but like it's not like It's not like Blender is like so much better. It's just that like this doesn't work. You know what I mean? This like doesn't do the obvious thing when you tell it to do the obvious thing, right? Like I have these two vertexes here, right?
Mhm.
And it should be totally plain as day what, the response I want out of this, right? Like there's two verts, I want to connect them.
Yep. Well, let's at least finish that fourth ramp.
What's that? What?
Let's at least finish that fourth ramp. I feel like, or can we move this into Blender, edit it, and stick it back?
What do you mean?
That's supposed to be the promise, is that with this we can export to our editor and change it and bring it back into ProBuilder.
Oh God,
I'm sure that'll work great.
Yeah, I don't. I don't think I want to mess with that. It kind of sucks because there's no error message here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you would think if I wasn't able to connect the two, you would just yell at me, right? Can I at least try the next ProBuilder and see what happens? I know it'll just like
give yeah, sure,
leading edge
totally.
problems, but I think
can you undo this weird thing first and put it back to nothing on this side? Just because I don't understand what the hell happened here, or rather, what ProBuilder thinks it did.
Every selection is in the undo history,
Which
I guess is probably good, right?
It's helpful, but also, ugh.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the package manager, which is under Window, I think. Right. Let's go to 5.3.
Bring it on.
Hang on to your butts.
Oh, that's not even a preview. That's a release. It's great.
Oh, I didn't know that. I see. Yeah, because it doesn't have the like -pre. It's just not verified. What does that mean?
I don't know.
This at least has better icons. They're Blender-looking icons. So we'll see.
Oh, good. Okay, we need those. Is it? Interesting. I wonder if it's possible that we are across two objects. Hey,
right.
Look, it upgraded. Nice. Those icons aren't better.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to save.
Yeah.
I'm going to close Unity and reopen it.
Yep.
I feel like upgrading a plugin is destructive enough that it's worth a full rebuild, right?
I support that. Yeah.
Did that work? Why did it just close like that? Oh.
Because Unity Hub is just garbage.
Got it. Yeah, I was thinking about getting rid of it, actually. I was thinking about just getting the standalone.
I don't think there is such a thing.
Okay, ProBuilder, let's see what you can do. Still got all the rest of my stuff. That's great. All right, let's try that one more time. I'm going to like laboriously go through the thing I was trying to do. We'll do an edge. So we're actually just going to extrude this whole face, right? We're going to do the wrong thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to actually extrude, right?
Extrude. I think one problem with this is that the grab tool is too obvious in a way that it wasn't in Blender.
Yeah, Command E. So that's there, and now I want to just like chop off this wedge on the side, right? All right, let's just go through the drill. Go ahead, connect the edges.
Is there anything called a cut tool?
There is a cut tool.
That wasn't there before.
Cut tool. Create a cut in a face to subdivide it. Command-Shift-C. It says face?
It did say face. Shift-Option-C, I think.
Oh, Shift-Option-C. that apparently is some other hotkey that it's conflicting. So let's do. Cut settings. Oh, this is cool.
That's what we want.
Snap to existing edges and vertices. That's what I want. It's not really snapping.
It's snapping to the edge, but there's no vert to snap to.
Oh, I see. Why would it snap to a vert that is already there?
Well, because if you start there and then you want to cut to the vert, you want to snap there.
Oh, I see.
And then that's it, yeah.
I'm complete.
Yeah,
okay, that was a little better, right? Let's make sure this is where I want it to be. Okay, that's done. Now what did it do down here? Nothing, right? But I can use that thing again, right?
You just cut it.
And cut from here to here, right? And I'm done.
No, that's not so bad.
Yeah, this is already like way better. I'm just gonna kind of like stitch it over. All right, now here is the difficult thing, right? We're gonna delete some shit. And we're gonna lose some faces, right?
Save the file real quick.
It is saved.
Okay.
You'll see an asterisk in the scene.
Oh yeah, thank you.
All right. Now we kill the faces, and that's what we expected. Verts. Vert 1, vert 2. There's no connect vertices here. So there's something about the geometry that it doesn't like, which is good. Wait, it
was...
Never mind.
It was off, yeah.
It's off, right?
You only have one selected, yeah.
It's still off, and I have 2 now.
Oh, no, but then
Oh, it's on. It took a little while.
I guess it thinks about it. It didn't do anything.
Didn't do anything. Okay. All right, so maybe the version change was a little bit ambitious, right?
Well, so because we've extruded a thing, I'm trying to figure out if it thinks that these are vertices on different objects that we're trying to connect.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Well, the extrusion should have its own copy of the vertex, right?
It should. Which, another thing is that at that junction point, especially the top one,
there might be multiple verts. Is that what you're saying?
I think that's where you might need 12 vertices. Somehow you need to select both vertices. I think.
You're saying there's 2 verts here.
Maybe?
It doesn't look like it. That's one vert.
I don't think so. Alright. So it doesn't have 2 copies of the vert then.
Yeah, it doesn't know how to do this thing. Which, there might be a logical explanation for that, right? But I just want to fill this hole, man.
Yeah.
Fill the entire hole.
Ah.
What if I selected all of these verts?
I was gonna say, what if you deselect the fill entire hole? But yeah, try that first.
Oh my god, that worked.
There you go.
It was trying to fill the entire hole, and it couldn't. Because it wasn't uniform, or something like that, right?
Whatever floats its boat, that's what
fill hole. Wunderbar. We have success here. And now I can actually get it to look like the way I want it to look, right? So, because I can select this edge, crunch it down, and then draw this out by 1.
Nice. Hey, that looks great.
All right. Now we have geometry. Wonderful.
Is the bottom? The bottom's fine. Yep.
The bottom's looking good. Woo! That was incredible, I think.
Okay. I don't hate it. That worked.
If I wanted to wireframe shade this, is that possible?
I think so.
Doesn't it like mess with the mesh?
Oh yeah, you have to rebake the mesh. Yeah.
And that means it probably isn't editable after that point, right?
It generates a new mesh. It generates like a wireframe version of it.
That's
Yeah, that's an interesting problem. Yeah.
wireframe.
Oh, it's none of that. It's actually up in the tools menu,
Okay.
or maybe it's in Window, Amazing Assets, wireframe shader.
And
add selected, and then generate. Yep.
Triquad.
Definitely tripod. Cool.
And I don't want to replace the seam mesh, right?
No. I don't know what that would do to ProBuilder. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, drop that in there.
Oh, it worked. That was it.
Oh, you did it. Cool.
Well, did it?
Did you hit the button? I can't see
I did click the button. Oh, yeah.
Cool. So there should be a new wireframe underscore cube mesh in the project folder as an FBX.
Oh, I see. Is that just floating around here? EX?
I think it is just floating around, yeah. You can go to all models or something.
Unity built-in resources.
This
is it.
That's it.
Okay, so now I
drag it in.
Can I make a new folder? Wireframe. How is it that it picked this folder name? It's just such an arbitrary thing. This I want as a child of the terrain. I'm going to actually rename this to my hill. Not hill cube. Hill. We're going to rename this to wireframe hill. And then go back to my hill. Let's call this ground. I swear I called this ground. And then this just goes in.
It goes into the scene. I would not replace the mesh because this is a ProBuilder mesh. I would like turn off visibility or like remove it from the scene graph.
This one?
Yeah.
How do I turn off visibility? Just uncheck it.
I don't know what unchecking it does. If you hover over the hierarchy, there's.
Cool. Oh yeah, that's what it did. Yeah.
Cool.
I kind of want to see it though, so I can move the wireframe hill over it.
Totally. Can we not?
I can't even select the wireframe hill right now.
You're in ProBuilder mode, and I think that it should be possible. You might need to switch to the grab tool, or close the.
Oh, I see. I'm in whatever this fucking tool is, rotate tool.
Yeah, or close the ProBuilder tab, and that will like un-ProBuilder the interface. So you need to be in.
Oh, it's maybe this one. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It provides its own 3-direction gizmo in a very strange way.
That seems like a perfect overlap.
Yeah, eat it.
And then, so the wireframe hill now needs to have the mesh collider. Is that right?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, that's labor intensive. We'll figure out a way to make that a little bit easier, right? Oh, it has a mesh collider.
You're still on the ProBuilder object.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so. And then now I need to add the shader to it?
That's correct, yeah.
It's got the mesh render. I just need to choose the wireframe. Is that a material?
There's a default material. Yeah, you can do wireframe. You know, if you take the...
Spatial wireframe? Tree wireframe? Sure.
There you go. In this like material thing, if you next to the word scene, you see that little slider? If you make it all the way small to the left, you get a very usable list.
Oh my god. Good
Cool.
call.
Thanks.
Dom, you're a master of Unity.
No, I've Googled how do I fix this very annoying Unity problem too many times.
So what is this tree wireframe material that we just picked? What actually is it?
Shit, I forget how this works.
Oh, it's like the example shader
Yeah.
with some shit on it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I copied it, but the example shader doesn't provide custom colors. We need to like take the example shader and either put it in a shader pipeline or like customize it.
Okay. So I'm just gonna drive around and make sure this works.
Cool.
And then we're gonna drive around together.
Heck yeah, we are. I want to point out, Trek Quads worked really well. It looks great.
It did work. All right, got some elevation there. Pretty cool.
Cool.
And I can fall. And I can still shoot the trees. Yes.
Nice.
Okay. Wonderful. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and build this sucker.
Okay, cool. By the way, I tried to get into Dropbox, but there is no shared folder that I'm on.
Okay.
So whatever it is, add me to it. Or just send me the build on Slack.
While it's compiling, I can't get my...
That's hilarious.
This experiment of removing the Mac OS taskbar maybe was
You're welcome.
not quite effective. Yeah, what's going on with my computer right now? I don't like how Unity breaks my computer. It's not good. I guess this is actually Mac OS's fault. Like,
yeah, I thought we had multiple cores, but not today.
okay, so that's happening. So you're not actually on this folder? I am the only member. Okay. Invite via email?
Sure.
Dita Grati? You are.
It's gonna keep that email private. Did it do it?
It did it.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
It's myip.com.
That's Dropbox.
It knows I'm in Berkeley. Now everybody on stream knows. I guess we've talked about it before.
Yeah, we talk about our location in generalities.
Yeah, I think if somebody like watched all 200 hours of our stream, we probably fished ourselves inadvertently.
Well,
they should probably just like scrape our screens and figure out.
Especially that stream where we posted our mother's maiden names and social security numbers. That really,
yeah, exactly. When they hear me typing in my 1Password, they can like do some acoustic analysis and figure out what I'm doing. They probably could. Like I've heard of crazy stuff, like people being able to like read your password by looking at like deviations in like the Wi-Fi signal, something like that.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
I'll make a pitch for the new Apple feature that is coming out soon, and that you should definitely enable, because I have it on my phone, and what is my IP? I think just says that I'm somewhere in. Well, right now it says I'm in San Francisco, which is hilarious.
Oh, is it like a VPN?
It's not a VPN. It's a Tor node.
Holy shit! Yeah.
Yeah, you connect to Apple servers, and Apple servers like stop the connection, and someone else makes the request for you. So they bounce it completely with no paper trail.
Okay. So it's just like but it's like system level for all outbound traffic.
I think it's only Safari and Mail, which is
okay.
Honestly,
yeah. So they just throw a proxy in front. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They do, but they let you say just give me a location in the same time zone, which is really nice. So my location moves up and down the Eastern Seaboard now.
Yeah. I like how this is just like Tim Cook's personal vendetta against the other tech companies.
He's really pissed at Facebook and Google and is not going to let them forget it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Do you have my IP address, by the way?
Oh, shit. I was supposed to write that down.
157 131 94 159.
Cool. Let's do it.
I'm going to run the game, and I'm going to host.
Okay, and I see the build that just showed up at 11 p.m., so I am opening this.
Waiting for Dom.
Wow, why is so tiny?
Yeah, I noticed that as well. I'm not going to question it.
Okay, I am. Oh, what's up?
Oh, yeah, I see you. I see 2 bullets. Oh, wait, that's the shadow of the bullet.
Uh-huh.
Not use the shadows. It's unnerving. And I don't think we can hurt each other. We can push each other, right? Oh, no, wait, I just drive over you.
Oh.
Oh, you destroyed all the trees, Dom.
Yeah.
Now the Amazon is net carbon positive or whatever.
I'm feeling like, yeah, really, really owning the Bitcoin experience. Well, that's cool.
We made our own little skate park here. It's great, isn't it?
Can we just pivot to an Ollie Ollie clone? That'd be great.
Yeah. All right. Well, we now have like a sort of workflow to be able to like send builds to each other.
This is good. Yeah.
Not the best, but also not the worst.
I drove off the edge of the map, but I'll just stop and respawn. Which is
cool.
really cool, actually.
Yeah.
I want my tank to be able to jump. I don't know why, but he made spacebar to jump.
Oh, yeah. It's like the gameplay kind of comes out of itself.
Mm-hmm. Well, damn. That's great.
Well, there we go. That's the game. I think that the game freaks out a little bit. Because the camera, it says unassigned reference exception. The variable of player follower has not been assigned.
Mm-hmm. Is it the camera? That's the camera script, yeah.
Does that mean that we just need to do a null check?
I think so, yeah. No, do you just have it build by default to this folder on your computer and that's it?
I don't know. I mean, no, I'd have to actually command B. So that compiled for the editor, but if I...
Oh, that's what I mean though. You when you hit command B in the editor, you're automatically building it to the Dropbox folder. So you're running the same binary I have, basically.
No.
Oh, okay. Maybe you manually copied it and I just didn't see it happen.
Oh, no. I'm building into the Dropbox folder.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah, that was my question.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
No, that's great. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think I have it set up file, build settings. It's funny. It doesn't actually tell you, but when you click build, it asks. And that's where it's going.
Okay. Man, I want to get...
And I'm going to replace that build.
I want a dev kit or some access to, like, make a PS4 game.
You want to make a PS4 game?
I just want to be able to hit that button and, like, run it on a device. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you get the dev kit, it's going to be this giant thing sitting next to you. And...
Is Switch the easiest one? Maybe we should go for Switch.
Switch is the easiest one, yeah. I think it's only like $150 or something like that. Okay, that is now synchronizing. It doesn't matter. It didn't change anything, so nothing should be different about it right now. But I just want to make sure that when I do play, that it doesn't like generate a shit ton of errors in the console. Good, no errors. That's what I wanted. Now when I host. All right, so we already solved a problem. And we're also debug logging.
Nice, which we probably don't need that anymore.
I'm going to stop. What happens? Did it crash for you?
The game just stops, yeah.
Okay. Where's the debug log? Doing damage. All day, baby.
Oh, yeah, good. Our bullets are working. Sweet.
Okay, and then all the rest of this stuff I should potentially ignore. Can I search ignore the other folders?
I think you can set up search specific ignores, yeah. think.
Okay. Yeah, so I made this vendor folder where amazing assets and mirror are.
Nice.
And there's also an editor config in here that silences all warnings because we were getting hundreds of them from these
I love it.
other projects. I think partly because they're designed for other C# versions, and also partly because just the analyzers aren't perfectly tuned. I also added to the project an omnisharp.json.
Okay.
Roslyn is, without going through the whole etymology again, Roslyn is basically just like the compiler toolchain for C#. And it is also what enables like the linting. And basically you can point a DLL at it to get the specific configuration of the linter that you want. And so I created the NuGet. I don't know why it has to be under the NuGet folder. That's what the VS Code guide told me to do, and I was like, okay, I will follow, but I really don't think this location matters.
Fair. I'm going to do whatever VS Code says because, yeah, everything has been so...
Yeah, and this is committed to the project. So basically, when you fire up the VS Code, it should just work, I think.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Yes. Okay, so that is kind of what I've done to the game. It took me forever to figure out how to suppress those warnings. I was doing them on, like, error code by error code for a while. So I had like a list of 2,000 of them in the editor config file.
Jeez. Okay.
It was it made me sad, but I'm better now. Okay, so here's the thing. I was thinking that because we're designing a prototype asynchronously, it might just be good to have a list of things that we want to bang out, so that we're not just like floating around.
I think that's great. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so like, where are we going with this? Like, what do we want to do in terms of, let's say, visuals, gameplay, and really gameplay should be the first thing, right? Etc. So how far do we want to go with a prototype? Doesn't have to be too far.
You think just things to do? I mean, do we want? How much of the building mechanic do we want? Some.
So I think it's critical.
I think it'd be really I don't want to lose that. Do you think it's sort of an arena multiplayer thing or a level progression thing? Like, do we build like 2 maps and you are tangling with each other on one of those?
I like the idea of a compelling single-player thing, but that is also, I mean, I like the idea of Warcraft. Basically, I think StarCraft or Warcraft is what I have in mind, where you have like a very playable single-player campaign, but also you just change the map a little bit and you can do multiplayer with it, right?
Cool. Yeah, I love it. Okay.
But that doesn't have to be the whole prototype, right? We don't have to cover both sides of that.
No, I mean, I think it's still a match game loop, like a lobby and a win condition. Sounds like a basic for that. Yeah.
So
like both players have to hit
start with some kind of win condition.
Yeah.
And that could be capture the flag. Could be survive in minutes.
Yeah, with building and something like doing territory control is very interesting. Yep.
The crystals or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I want turrets. Some kind of resource collection.
Yeah, I'd love to have maybe some level of like turrets and walls have like 1, 2, and 3 levels, like wood, stone, and steel or something, like better versions that you can lay down. I don't know, probably just health at that point. Like either for walls they take more hits, or for turrets they do more damage.
Yeah. Um,
And maybe
I think
depending.
that's a good mechanic. I would be thrilled. I think the only reason why I'm pausing on that is like it's like way more sophisticated than I was thinking for a
Okay,
prototype being out.
sure.
So I guess what I'm saying is that like for any particular mechanic, we just implement like the bare bones thing of that, and then if we want to do more, that can be the next iteration.
Sounds
Right?
good. Yeah.
Um, we did hiding with Manchester. I don't think it's critical. Um,
I I feel like there's enough visual noise. Like you can hide behind a wall.
yeah,
Well,
or hiding is just like a second tier thing that we can worry about later.
yeah. Is there fog of war or is there perfect vision? I think perfect vision is
I
probably
think perfect vision.
yeah.
Yeah. Do we want enemy tanks, or is it okay that it's the only tanks are human control?
I think for the prototype, only human.
Okay.
We'll have turrets, and we can maybe have we can have some like mines as well. We have like maybe a couple turret varieties. Not like quality, but like a mine is just a different kind of weapon for
I
that.
don't I don't hate the idea of adding a mine. That
Yeah.
that actually feels like an interesting like one
Yeah.
extra weapon. And then let's not worry about mortars or rockets or anything like that. They're super cool, but I think the regular gun is fine for now.
Okay.
Unless we feel like it's nice to have like a super weapon that you can go for.
It's just the regular gun. I think is just not tuned right. So tune the
Okay.
gun. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Visual. Is there anything else? We can come back to this. I'm just
Yeah. I was gonna say HUD, but I feel like HUD is visuals.
HUD. Let's rotate the tank body.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Do we want any camera controls for the player? I feel like having a fixed angle would be nicer.
a fixed angle.
Or sorry, I feel like we had zoom before, and I was considering rotation once we moved to
Oh.
3D, but I'm not sure either was necessary.
Yeah, we just have to figure out how to. Yeah, I don't think it's super necessary unless it's like we need it for debugging, right? Like I think we could get the enjoyment of the game without that, right? Um, what else would we say is critical about the visuals? Like how far into the wireframe aesthetic do we want to go, or is it fine the way it is right now?
I think it'd be nice to have. We don't have the ability to color our wireframes right now, so it'd be nice to be able to do, like, at the very least, team colors, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I'd really love to get a glow in there, which I think we need to connect to a shader pipeline.
Yeah. Why do they do glow? Is it just a blur?
It can be a blur, but we can do emission or bloom as two different shader options. Well, like I think
Good old learnopengl.com.
I think there's just a Unity bloom shader too. I think it's just built in or easy to find one.
Yeah. What is bloom exactly? I think what it does is it like, yeah, it does like HDR, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then anything that is like colored brightly is going to have like a color value over 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's what HDR basically is, right? Is like you basically have a range higher than 0 to 1. It goes like 0 to whatever, and then you tone map it down back into the range from 0 to 1, right? That I think that's what essentially HDR.
Well, this is saying it takes the scene, takes the lights, blurs the lights, reacts
Exactly.
them. Cool, great.
Yeah, so it is a blur basically, right?
Okay.
So essentially it's like rendering the brightly lit things that are higher than 1 to a texture, and then a blur, like, or at least a classical Gaussian blur, is to like basically take a texture, move it up, alpha blend it with the original image. Take the texture, move it to the left, alpha blend that with the original image. Take it, move it down, alpha blend that. Basically, you do that a bunch of times over and over, right? That's your classic Gaussian blur.
Yep.
And I think you can also just do it in a fragment shader if you can read the original texture. Because there you just like average, you just do like a weighted average of the pixels around the one that you're currently on, right?
And differently would be a mission, which I think we can do also with a shader, but that would actually be our tanks casting light.
Yeah, it's a little bit tricky in that emission is generally point lights. Is that right?
I think so.
And it's
yeah.
like we're gonna have like lines and things like that. I think what you're talking about with bloom is like you actually want the wireframes to glow, right?
I want the wireframes to glow. I also would love the tanks to like cast a little light on the surface, and I think the combo of the two is gonna look really neat.
Okay, so we want some glowing wireframe.
Yeah.
We'll see how far along we can get. Okay, so this is going to be our North Star. So if we're working asynchronously with each other, we're not just kind of flopping around. We can kind of like knock these things out.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay. Fantastic. Okay, so let's start with these.
Nice.
We've got walls already, which is cool. We can't build them yet, though. Right?
No, bringing the builder back is going to be some work, but we should do it.
Oh, so do we want the builder is the question.
Oh, that's a great question. Maybe not. Maybe let's punt on that for now.
We're going to have some mechanic where you choose a tile somehow. Right. And maybe it's that, like, you hit a button, your cursor goes into build mode, and you can build in the 8 squares around your
right, like you can kind of twin stick around your current body. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. I wonder if walls should be cubes or if walls should be planes. It's actually adding a whole complicated level of stuff. So let's keep them cubes.
You're saying that a wall could just divide between
between tiles, effectively. Yeah.
Between tiles.
Yeah, and
that is interesting.
And where you're placing it would actually affect. Like as I place in the grid, I'd be choosing like which edge to place as well, which could be weird, could be cool.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see how it feels if they're cubed. If we keep them cubes,
let's start with that.
And then we can go from there. All right. So what's the easiest thing to take out of our list? We'll start simple.
Well, I think I'd be doing some resource collection or some HUDs, both sound.
Oh, and then like death, because we can't even die yet, right?
Death is important. Yep.
Okay. Yes. You're saying resource collection?
I mean, death is very easy. We should be able to die. Though then we'll have to do some game mode stuff and not crash the game.
In order for us to die, we need something to shoot at us. So should we do the turrets first?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Okay, so let's make a turret.
Can we bring in that object we had? It's GLT. I feel we can import that and get it.
I think we can, yeah. Or we can just like find the dude again, right?
We can also subdivide it so the turret spins properly, which will be nice.
Yes. Okay, so we've got a turret. I'm going to make this a prefab.
So I think we're gonna need to make teams in here a little earlier than last time, I think. Or other neutral turrets too.
Yeah, because we want to be able to build turrets, right?
I think everything should be team oriented, and then like in a single player campaign, it's you versus the other team. It's just the AI running it.
What was this dude called?
I don't know. Which turret are you looking for?
Well, we got the turret from a dude, right?
Oh yeah, we've got that. It's in Manchester.
Yeah. So you're saying we should just open the GLTF in Blender?
Yeah, pop it in the Blender and throw it out the Unity FBX exporter. You might have to import it into the file. Let's find out. Common?
Common assets, GLTFs.
Yeah, I think you need to actually do an import.
You actually have to double click on the text.
Mm.
Or at least I was before. For some reason, it just wasn't taking. Maybe it's my mouse. I don't know.
That was weird, yeah. There's the turret. Yeah, yeah. Block.
Let's go ahead and save this as...
And does the turret already have subdivisions, or did I make that up?
It does.
It does. Heck yeah. So we can spin the pillar. That's awesome.
Oh god, I don't know how to move around in Blender now.
Moving between the two apps is so painful.
What was orbit again? Oops.
For me, it's command drag.
Oh, it was just hold middle click.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the right size, is it not? I think we're good to go.
It looks like it's 1 unit, yeah.
Okay. Exporting to Unity FBX, Red Devil, Unity Assets, FBX. That makes a lot of sense. What are these folders here?
Those are the new things. Those are the wireframe ones.
Okay, got it. So this was your
Those must
way
be
of doing it.
Way of doing it. That's what it did automatically.
Okay.
We can clean that up. Yeah.
It's funny because it like created in this like random other Unity folder when I did it. It's not random.
That's weird. Yeah.
Okay.
I might have chosen to replace existing meshes or replace scene meshes, so maybe it tries to do something a little smarter.
Yeah. Okay. It's not a big deal. Mesh filter. Whoa, what's the wireframe territory?
I don't know. Pop that in there. Let's see what it is. Oh, that's the tank turret.
Oh, that's the tank turret. This is the...
That is, the third one is the turret mesh.
I think what I need to do is actually bring the...
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You need to bring the turret into the prefab, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's make this the prefab then. Let's get rid of this one. Bring this down.
Original prefab.
What
I think
is the original?
No, this is create a new original prefab. A variant is treated...
Oh, is it because I had another one called turret?
No, it's because FBXs are prefabs because you can't edit them. They're like sort of in a funny prefab state, I think.
Yeah, but they're not game objects.
Everything is...
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
No, I mean, I know. It's weird. It's fucked up.
Okay. So this... We can add a damageable scripts, right?
Mm-hmm.
The material... We can make a wireframe on
Mm-hmm.
of this, right?
Yep. Yeah, or we could give it like grass or terrain or something if we just want to make it stand out for now.
Just to get it working. I think we can do the wireframe, actually.
Cool.
It's quick enough, right? Amazing assets, wireframe shader.
So you need to... So you can either drag the turret in... Let's go into the prefab editor for turret.
Okay. I kind of don't understand what this is actually operating on. When I say add selected, what is it actually doing?
Right now, nothing, because I don't think you have anything selected. You should be able to hit that and nothing will happen. Oh, I guess you have the turret selected somewhere, maybe in the project panel at the bottom.
This one?
I guess. I would select it in the hierarchy pane, though, and maybe undo that, yeah.
Like here?
Uh-huh. Yeah, see what that does. Huh. And if you replace seam meshes, I'm curious what we get.
If we do what? I'm sorry?
Replace seam meshes? Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
It didn't do shit. Fascinating. Oh.
Didn't do anything.
No, that uses the wireframe turret mesh now. Interesting.
So it did do something.
I guess so.
We're going to use this material called true wireframe all the time.
Yeah, we'll fix it eventually.
Am I editing the prefab when I do that?
I'm not sure. No, because I see the blue lines next to...
Yeah. It's just being here all the time, right?
You could just commit it from the editor to the prefab itself.
Is there an option like that?
Yeah, go back, click on turret. So you see in the inspector, there's blue lines
around stuff that's different.
On the very left edge, and if you click on
right
that,
here.
Yeah. Or maybe it's okay. So that shows what's different than the prefab. I think maybe if you click the menu in the title of each section, you can commit. You can. There you go.
Apply to prefab turret. Yeah. Okay, got it.
Yeah, and might as well just do that. That looks right.
Oh, I think it's already done, right? Oh, you know what?
No,
this is not using the wireframe right now, is it?
Yeah, you changed the material on one part of the turret.
So this one needs to be. And I think we need to go down the hierarchy and do it as well, right?
Yeah, it's blue the whole way down. And if you
focus, the way that we did this, why is the scale?
I wouldn't mess with that. That came in that way.
Okay,
should we re-export with applied? Yeah.
I think the root here is a mistake.
Probably don't need that, huh?
But I think the root is actually giving us the scale, right? It is. Can I reparent? How do I do this?
Oh, right. Shift parent. Hold down shift. Nice. Fuck. Apply scale one more time for cannon on cannon pillar, I think. Because cannon pillar has, it's scaling the guns below it.
Why is it just pushing the scale value down? What if I just selected everything? Is that possible? Scales 1, scales 1, scales 1. Okay. Reparenting. Nice. I actually want the guns to be parented here. And what is the root?
Nothing, I don't think.
The root is nothing.
Nice. That's much better. God, look at us know what we're doing with that now.
We had a really weird... That GLTF was messed up. Because the base mesh was higher than the root object. I don't know what the hell was going on with that. But it is fine now, so I'm not going to question it. I'm going to re-export to Unity FBX. I'm going to clobber that. Quit Blender. Save that. Come back here. Delete this whole thing. Gonna bring. Ooh. Oh, this is just the thing I just exported.
Mm-hmm.
Just got. This is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Confusing, but cool. Turret.
So now you could. Yeah, we should kill the prefab.
So now I need to make this a prefab. Is that what you're saying?
Make it a prefab, yeah. Original prefab.
Original prefab. Go into it.
Mm-hmm. And then select the 3 objects, and we do the thing.
Add selected. Somehow it just selects all 3 of them at the same time. Replace scene meshes. I want you to replace the prefab meshes. Whatever.
I think that's what it'll do.
No, it doesn't.
That's so annoying. It doesn't.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird. I would love for this to just be a shader, right?
That'd be nice.
And not this whole workflow.
Mm-hmm.
Wireframe cannon pillar. So I just need to apply this all the way down, right?
Yep.
Prefab turret. Apply to prefab turret. I also need this to be
tree
wireframe. We should probably just rename.
Mm-hmm. And you have to apply. And you have to apply the prefab.
And did that happen all the way down? It didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And a prefab can have a hierarchy, is that right? It's all in this thing here. Okay, so we go to the prefab, we go to the turret. All right, that's looking nice.
Because we haven't, those other 2 need the material. But in here, you're editing the real thing.
I see. So I can just change the material here as well. Oh, and the guns are separate because we can move them up and down, right? That's nice. All right. Bring the damage roll back. Let's give it its default health. And now it's got to shoot stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I gotta bring back our aiming script, which hopefully we can reuse a bunch of.
Yeah. Just going to borrow a bunch of this stuff. And we do want to let's not worry about the spawn point for now. We'll just fix it, and if we need to add it to the mesh.
Okay. Oh right, yeah.
Which we'd have to re-export again. That whole workflow is challenging, isn't it?
It's a little much. Yeah, I'm wondering if it could be scripted at all. Now
we actually do it in Manchester, but we do it at runtime, right?
Yeah, but let's say now that we have that prefab, if you rerun the thing, I think it's going to overwrite the meshes it's talking to. So you shouldn't have to redo the shaders.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You just have to redo the meshes.
Yeah,
all the way down, object by object.
No, you re-export the Blender, and then you re-wireframe the Blender FBX, and it should write into the same. It's just going to overwrite the wireframe mesh. You can update FBXs in place. And I think that'll update the prefab, because it's just an asset.
All right, I believe you, but now I want to do it just so I understand.
Okay, yeah, like make the turrets longer or something, I don't know.
Well, all I really want to do is create a little thing.
Oh, cool, yeah, do it. Do it.
And it's basically going to be relative to the guns, right?
Create 2 spawn points.
Let's start basic, and then if we can do this, then I will take you up on that.
Deal.
Face select. Oh, these are interesting.
No wonder our thing draws those edges.
Well, what I want to do is duplicate.
Mm-hmm.
How do I do it along? How do I get the little widget thing? Is it Command Shift, Command Space? No.
Control space? Shift space? It's one of those.
Shift space. Nice. Good memory. Pop that out. Gonna move it here and try to center it, right? What I really want is... I actually just want a plane, don't I? Gonna duplicate these two.
We're gonna delete the geometry, so it doesn't matter. But you do want to be able to center it, yeah.
So the geometry doesn't really matter, but is it possible for you to merge these?
I don't know.
Oh, that wasn't it. Actually, I want this to be a separate object, right?
We need to reparent them, yeah.
So how do I do that? Boy, it's amazing how quickly you forget, right?
I know, this one really needs practice.
There's definitely a way of doing that as a shift. Oh, P by selection.
Nice. Okay, cool.
All right. Going to make that a child of the guns.
Doesn't really need to be. Yeah, it should be. I think the pillar, we're going to rotate the pillar, but the guns going up and down maybe shouldn't. Well, they should change it maybe.
What do we call this? Spawn point?
Spawn, yeah. Spawn's good.
And then we want to make this like infinitesimally small, right?
You can actually delete it.
Oh, and the object will just stay there? I can delete the mesh? Is that what you're saying?
There is a way to do this, yeah. Fuck. Because it's what we did on the tank. We have a geometry-free node.
Well, let's take a look at what we do with the tank.
Mm-hmm.
Tank split object blend. No, the spawn is in there. It's just the tiny cube.
Oh.
There. It's definitely geometry.
Well, never mind. How? Okay. Oh, we turned the mesh render off in Unity. That's what happened.
Oh, we do? Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. We
yeah,
can do the same thing here, right? Don't save. I think I touched it, but maybe I... I do want to make sure that this is aligned properly.
Oh yeah, time to normalize it on the Y plane.
Yes, there's a way to do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shift S.
It's like you want to scale it on Y. You do scale Y and then 0 to zero it out. Oops, did it move?
It did move.
Okay.
It's too high anyways. It can't be there.
It wasn't there, was it?
What's the front view?
Wait, did it start off there? Did we drag it up there?
I don't know.
Okay.
Command 1? Yes. I will just... I guess we could just eyeball it. And then I think it's just a little bit over.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'm satisfied with that.
Cool.
All right, so...
Oh, do you want to flatten it, or...?
I think all we care about is its origin, right?
Okay.
As long as the... Well, actually, you're correct, because the origin is way back here.
Yeah, we need to set the cursor to the
the
center.
face. Yes. Object. Set origin. Origin to 3D
But
cursor.
we need to move the 3D cursor.
Yes, we
which
do.
is Shift C.
Edit mode. Cursor to selection to cursor to selection.
Cursor selection, yeah.
Yeah. Object mode. Set origin to 3D cursor.
Boom.
There we go.
Okay, perfect.
So that's the point that we care about.
Mm-hmm.
Exporting the FBX to Red Devil Unity assets FBX. All right. So now you were saying.
I mean, I'm ready to eat my words, but I think you should be able to re-wireframe. Just re-wireframe the FBX.
Okay. So you're saying I should select this?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Generate. Yep. Cool.
All right. So those meshes exist now.
Yeah.
But they're not being applied to anything.
So the meshes, if we had changed the turret cannon or cannon guns, those changes would have just been applied to the prefab. Because the wireframe is not part of this prefab mesh. The wireframe is just an asset.
Oh, I see. Because you're saying that this got updated.
That just gets overwritten every time. What we do need to do is drag in the spawn point from the wireframe prefab.
Correct.
So I would open the prefab and drag the spawn in below cannon guns. I don't know if
From the
that...
prefab.
Yeah. I need to make an empty animated. That's so bad. Huh?
Did I kill the other one? I did.
Yeah,
Shit.
it's okay.
Sorry, I wasn't even looking. That's why you were laughing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. All right, so I'm going to move this in here.
Uh-huh.
And the problem is its origin is not offset correctly.
I didn't grab it. That's too bad. Did we not apply the transform?
No, the way that this actually should work is that we bring this in. And if you take a look at this one,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
it'll be positioned correctly. You can see it floating in there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what if
I like it.
can it restructure prefab?
So what you could do is you could drag the turret FBX into this prefab as a second object and then reparent that thing.
Like this whole thing?
Yeah, sure.
Like this?
Yep. Yeah, if you're trying to get the offset right, then you're just trying to get to the spawn point, right?
Yeah, then, so I just delete this old one.
Well,
and then move the other one up? Or you were saying just move the spawn point over?
I was going to say just move the spawn point over, yeah.
Okay. Because all we care about is the transform value, right? That's really what we're trying to import here.
Oh, okay, you really can't do any of this. Great. Oh, on the turret, you might have to... Can you right-click and say unpack? The second turret. We have a prefab and a prefab here.
Oh, okay. So what if I just copied this, right? Duplicate.
Cool.
And then I deleted this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
The spawn point, it's in there, and we just get rid of the mesh. And that is just a transform, and that's exactly what we want, right?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Sweet.
We are geniuses. Although I need to rename this. And that should affect the one on the scene, right? Oh my god. Yes,
Yeah.
brilliant.
Now, to be fair, really didn't need Blender for that.
We could have tried to place that ourselves.
It's just an empty game object, yeah.
Yeah, but what we got from Blender was the ability to
precision.
align it with precision, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I think you're correct. But
Yeah.
Blender did help.
Interesting. Yep, totally.
I'm going to add. Okay, so let's go to VS Code real quick. Oops, how do I get over there? The turret does have a spawn point.
Mm-hmm.
How do we get the spawn point?
That's a public, so you connect it in the prefab. You should add the turret script to the turret, not to the spawn, probably. Yeah. Do we have? I guess maybe script or do that. Yeah.
Because the script class cannot be found.
You did delete some stuff from this. I don't know if it was necessary to.
Oh, there's some compile errors. Let me reload the window so that I think that you want to load VS Code after Unity, because I think Unity like messes with the CS proj file, and VS Code does not recover very well from that.
Of course it doesn't.
Oh, also really important. Open the Unity directory.
You have to open the Unity directory. Yeah.
There might be a way of telling VS Code, hey, pay attention to the subdirectory.
Well,
You can do that in JavaScript, for sure.
yeah, I'm okay giving Unity the gentle touch for that, or VS Code.
Yeah. It's like a plugin specific thing. All right, so now if we open the turret, it should complain about some shit. Yeah, there we go.
Cool. That they probably still need it.
And then what is the name of the turret?
Cannon?
We called it Cannon. Cannon pillar.
And we can call
Not
it
the pillar, it's the guns.
the pillar. We want to rotate the pillar with the guns.
What do you want to rotate the pillar? Yeah.
But we can just call it Cannon. It's our name.
I'm just gonna call it the pillar. It's not local player, so this is not relevant anymore, right? This is gonna be like a server, purely server driven thing.
I think that's right. Yeah.
How do we only run something on the server?
Question.
It's just like 100% server authority kind of thing, right? Maybe we just don't run the update on it.
We don't run the update on it?
If you're on the client. So if is server.
I think isn't there like a server update function we can use instead?
Yeah, good call. Well, let's see.
I feel like mirror
Network behavior. What are some attributes that we can do? Is local player attributes. Let's see. Network settings. Only a server can call this method. Throws a warning. I don't think this is for update though. I think all game objects are going to have an update function. So I think is server is the right thing.
Okay.
Meaningless. Not the server. We are out of here. Right. Okay. Now what we want to do is we want to pick a target. let's just say for now that our target is new vec3. Can we also just do this? Vec3 1 1 1. Is that feasible? Do I have to do new? I guess it wants parentheses. I was just trying to see if I can use C struct initialization. And then we're going to point at the target.
But not with this mouse pointer, yeah.
That's basically what cursor pause is, right? Is the delta. But we don't care about the Y offset.
No.
Well, we zero out the Y here, so it doesn't matter. We can do it, right?
Sure.
Rotation is that. The pillar dot transfer dot rotation is that, right?
And then we'll need to put
and then it fires,
here, yeah.
right?
Now,
and then we need to do like if firing, right?
Now, does it need to be a command since it's on the server?
It does not.
Cool.
We can just copy this code over, right? But we do need the bullet prefab here, don't we? And what was position?
Is
the spawn point's position?
Is it target? Oh, it's probably spawn point top position, yeah. Transform that position?
And then
rot.
Why did that change so much? What did I do?
Well, it was a function call before.
Oh, because we renamed all that stuff. That makes a ton of sense. So we need to figure out what is firing, right? Let us say and then we need to set that. I think you can do this in C#, right? What is the current time? There's a timer of some kind, right?
I thought we had DT in here, yeah. Wait, remember?
I think we have like a fixed speed here.
Why don't you use DT?
Bullet mover, time.delta time.
Yeah.
This can be private for now. And we can, this is like going to change dramatically, right? I just wanted to shoot at something.
Totally. So this is just a fire every 5 seconds now?
Basically, maybe let's turn that down actually.
Yeah, one is good. Cool. So okay. The turret we placed should do this. It's going to aim at a weird point.
It should just do it, yeah. I'm jealous watching the people who are the other YouTubers who do Unity, their stuff compiles right away.
Mm,
Did that complain? I think there's no compile errors, right?
no, I think it's good.
It's good. Okay, so this is just from before, 2052.
Yeah. Sorry, that might have been a bullet screen for me.
I'm gonna scoot this over here.
Huh?
So this is not on the grid. This turret. I guess it kind of is, right?
Well, the model is centered on
Yes.
something funny.
Yes.
The model should be zeroed in a
So I think
we got some work to
is
do
that
on
what we need to do with all of our objects is either we have to center the spawn points for these things in particular locations. Like we could just offset it, right? It's just that the grid snapping is going to be hard to mess with, right?
Yeah, what is the center of our walls right now?
The cube is like one of the corners, so it'll align correctly. I deliberately did that in Blender.
Okay.
Yeah, we could. I don't know what it would mess with if we. It'd probably be fine if we did the same thing
For other stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if this runs.
Yep.
Yep. That's an interesting and annoying problem. Oh, great, yeah. Huh. Oh, it doesn't have a network identity.
Oh. I was like sitting there slack-jawed. I'm like, oh.
And it doesn't have a turret script.
Right. So those are both bad things.
And a bunch of shit, yeah. Cool, great.
Well, dang.
Oh, we gotta fill that turret script. Should do it in the prefab.
Mm-hmm. The spawn point is the spawn. Pillar. Bullet prefab. We started naming these this way exactly because of this horrible thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not a bad practice.
Yeah, it's working.
For that one thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's try this one more time.
Where'd it go? Did it crash?
I don't know what just happened. That was weird.
That was weird. There you go.
Hey, it's shooting every 2 seconds.
Cool.
And it's going to destroy. It's backwards.
It is backwards.
Because the model is pointing the wrong way.
It's aiming at 1-1, which that looks correct to me.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. Okay. Well, that's not bad progress for today.
No, good start.
And we learned about the problems with ProBuilder, but we can work through that.
It made a nice looking little object there, so I'm not sad.
And then the bullets hit me, but I'm not damageable, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Alrighty. This is great.
Nice.
What's our schedule like next week?
I'm out next week. You're out the week after that. Is that right?
Should we do... Are you out Sunday?
I'm out Sunday evening, but I could do a Sunday afternoon.
If that's not imposing, that
sounds fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sunday afternoon. I think I can do that.
Or maybe like early afternoon on your side, but yeah. Yes.
Oh yes, that's right because of the time difference. I have a lunch on Sunday.
Let's do it after lunch. I bet that'll work.
What is your cutoff time on Sunday? Would you say East Coast time?
I think it's going to be around 6.
6. Okay, so the latest you could start is 4 p.m.
Which is 1 p.m. your time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we might not be able to.
Okay.
We might not be able to do it on Sunday. It's fine. No big deal. So you're out next week. What are you doing next week?
I'm taking a different trip. so many journeys. Everyone wants to hang out, and COVID is everywhere. A great time.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the Northeast though.
All right, so we've got a nice, really long break then.
Mhm.
We were basically going to be off next week, and then the week after that, I'm out from Monday to Monday.
The 9th to the 16th.
Although I might be able to do the 16th. I'll be back home by the 16th. So essentially, we're off for 2 straight weeks coming up.
Okay. Well, you were prescient in putting together the hit list of things to do because let's knock some out.
Okay, cool. Should we do a Trello? I guess I guess let's just claim things in Slack because like these things all break down into like multiple subtasks and like
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I guess that's good. Sweet.
Okay, awesome. All right, everybody, take it easy.
Peace.